De facto, we have been witnessing pretty dramatic developments for Ukraine and pretty fast, I would say. And the fact of the meeting between the Russian delegation and American delegation is not a problem per se. However, we should remember about what has preceded that. So what was before that meeting? Ukraine was consciously excluded from the table of negotiations. Ukraine was deprived of its right to continue with the sustainable demands for NATO membership and security guarantees, and even the very principle of territorial integrity was severely undermined by messages given by public officials on the US side. All this put Ukraine in very unfavorable situation right now. That's why if to assess everything together, we would say that this meeting is a really bad signal for Ukraine, because negotiations have started without taking into account the position of the victim of this aggression and without the position of the European Union and Europe generally, who will be the next victim politically or militarily in case Ukraine falls.
If you add now to the meetings that took place at the Munich Security Conference, the emergency meeting that was in Paris, I mean, would you say that these talks have moved the needle towards a resolution to the war in Ukraine? Or do you still think that, I mean, is there a chance? And when could we see possibly the Ukrainian president to actually take part in these meetings?
I would say that we are pretty far from the real solution of the conflict, first and foremost because the strategic solution is not even being discussed. We have been discussing temporary measures, in particular a ceasefire and the ceasing of active warfare, instead of finding the formula which will prevent another attack of Russia. And
what will that be?
That would be certain bilateral or multilateral security guarantees and stepping in to support Ukraine, backing Ukrainian army. So here we can talk either about NATO membership or about bilateral security guarantees in the form of strengthening of already existing security treaties Ukraine have signed with around 30 countries, including US, by the way, or at least speaking about international, multinational de facto, international mission to Ukraine to the front line with the possibility of them to become a combatant. However, none of these ideas seems to be comfortable even under these circumstances for even European leaders, and not to speak even about the current US administration.